case you're joining us, we are just at the very beginning where we're going to meet a wonderful guest. Spending a few minutes with her before the show just inspired me and burst my heart into all these happy feelings, because it's important for someone to stand up for those who can stand up for themselves. And our guest today is Wambui, who is all those things I said, and I won't try again, but I'd like her to introduce herself so that you can get to meet her and hear about the work she's doing. Wambui, karibu sana to the nest.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Yes.
Yes, my name is Wambui Ndirangu.
Yes.
Some people call me Wambui wa diapers, Wambui wa intersex.
Yes.
All those are my names.
Yes.
And I'm happy to be here. So my journey starts from Githurai. I come from Githurai sub-county.
Yes.
Born and bred, born and raised there. I have been in the community doing community work all my life.
Wow.
I cleared school. I did not get employment. I went back to the society. You know, I realized there are many things affecting society.
Yes.
And I decided the best thing to do is give a voice to people who were born different,
Yes.
or people who became different in a phase of life.
Yes.
I decided to make people aware so that we do not judge. My main point is do not judge,
Yes.
just understand.
Yes.
And that is why I came up with the CBO called Unijue Unielewe.
Unielewe,
Because
yes.
if you know me, what I have gone through,
Yes.
then you will be able to understand me, and then you'll be able to know
Yes.
why I behave the way I do.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yes. And we're all a product of our society.
Exactly.
Whether positive, whether negative. I can't help but feel so sad, at the same time so happy to see a Wambui of the
Yes.
society throwing yourself in there, because I know it's not easy, even for yourself sometimes, to stand up for yourself. Now can you imagine standing up for a group of people who are vulnerable in the society? And in case I didn't tell you, you look absolutely amazing
Thank
today.
you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, mama wa diaper, mama wa kila mtu.
Yes.
What started Wambui? How, like, I just want to know, because every story has a beginning.
Yes.
Where were you born? Where were you raised? What kind of a community or family did you grow up in? And then now walk us a bit. You've mentioned that after school you went back to the community, but maybe, I'm sure somewhere along the way the seed was planted.
Yes.
Kindly walk us through that.
As I said, I was born in Githurai, and in Githurai there are all kinds of people.
Yes.
These are people who live high-end lives. There are people who are in utter poverty.
Yes.
And at this point, I went to school in Kimbo Githurai Primary School, a very local school.
Yes.
After there, I went to St. Francis Girls High School, Mangu.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
After there, my dad tells me when I was a little baby, I had issues.
Yeah.
I had medical issues.
Okay.
I couldn't walk up until 4 or 5 years. When I was growing up at the age of 15,
Yes.
I also developed medical issues. I
Okay.
had arthritis, what you'd call rheumatoid
Rheumatoid
arthritis.
arthritis, yes.
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 So I was walking in and out of hospital
Yes.
all the time.
Yeah.
While we were going to town with my dad, he didn't have a car, so we would walk.
Yes.
I would meet people wanaombaomba on the streets.
Yes.
And my dad tells me it was such a hard time for him
Yeah.
because he would always have the 50 cents for me to give each and every person. You know, I felt like I need to give each and every
Yes.
person something.
Yes.
And then that is how he knew
Yeah.
there was something in me.
Yes.
I would find somebody in our area who does not have food. I would steal food from my mom, and then I would go give
Take
them
it
food.
to them, yes.
Yes. So after high school, I went through life. It was hard for me. I won't really say what it is,
Yes.
but it was a hard part for me because I joined campus after 5 years. So while in campus, I really had to make ends meet for myself
Yes.
because I had a baby.
Yes. Yes.
So I would do this online writing jobs. I would do, it was very, very hard for me. So after campus, I would see my friends going out, but I wouldn't go out because I have a baby.
Yes, yes.
And I'm now back in my mother's house. So I would tell them, when you're going out, you leave me with your babies. I'll take care of them, and then wananiambia tutakulipa rabi 200.
Yes.
So I thought, wow.
It's a business idea.
Yes, because they would leave their kids kwa nyumba, and I wasn't really comfortable with that. So they started coming, and then an idea came. Why don't I start a daycare center? That is when I had a child care center.
Yes.
My dad, thank you so much, Dad. He funded me. I started a child care center, a very unique one. You know, when you're learned,
Yes.
you do good things.
I agree.
Yes. So it was one of a kind. People from Kasarani, from Riru, from Kahawasukari would bring their kids.
Yes.
We even had we were at a point where Riru Hospital would come for classes, mother classes.
No way.
In this daycare.
Yeah.
And then I started feeling like there are people who are coming, they have special needs children.
Oh, I see. Yes.
There was no place for them.
Yes.
So I included them in this daycare center. I think that is where my passion for people born different came from.
Yes.
Because I really wanted these small kids that I'm raising up in this childcare center, they should know from this early age there are people who are different. So that hatutakuwa na stigma. Because they have grown with them. So this is where I started, and then people started calling me from, there's a child who's been molested, there's a child who's been sodomized. So I go to all these offices, I fight for their for justice.
Yes.
I think that is how it all started.
Yeah.
Yes, so I'm very happy. They know me as Wambui Ndirangu there.
Yes, yes.
So I do all these kinds of things there because I really need to dignify people.
Yes.
Because people out there are living, their lives are miserable.
Yeah.
And it is not because of anything, it is because of ignorance.
Yes.
I choose not to judge people. People who I would call mainstream. Mainstream people are what you would call normal people.
Yes.
I choose not to judge them because they act as from a point of ignorance.
Yes.
So I thought this is my point, and that is why I call myself a woman of the people.
Yes.
This is my point, to give them awareness.
Yes.
To raise awareness about issues.
Yeah.
There are people who are born different. There are people who are dyslexic, who have learning disabilities.
Yeah.
There are people who are born disabled. There are people who are intersex persons.
Yes.
They were born like that. It is for us to understand them.
Yeah.
There are also people who went through things in life.
True.
And then they found themselves in these situations. Yeah. There are people who are born mainstream, like normal.
Yes.
They got into an accident. They are now PWDs.
Yes.
There are people who suffer from conditions, lupus, HIV.
Yeah.
And then there are kids who are sodomized, especially in our area. The issue of sodomy is every day. Defilement,
so
rape.
bad. Yeah.
So these people are now different, and we need to understand them. Unijue Unielewe. When we understand them, we know their needs. We are able to advocate for what the government must do for them. We are able to understand them and make peace with them.
Yes.
That these people, they are here to stay. They have their space in this world, and there's nothing we can do about it.
Yes.
So I think my point now is to let people understand, to create awareness, to demystify, to empathize, to make people empathize, walk in their shoes, and then to end stigma and discrimination, and then promote inclusion.
Yes.
Because if we include them in everything we do, then hawa tu, they'll have better lives.
I
imagine.
agree. I
Yes.
agree.
Mm.
And I love the fact that you've identified where the problem is, and the problem is just not knowing or the ignorance.
Exactly.
Wow, Wambui, I don't know, sitting across you, I can't help but also feel guilty because a lot of us have enough, but we never really think about the next person. It's more of what more can I get, but we're not thinking who can I pull up with me. And that's why I love the nest, because it makes us uncomfortable to have uncomfortable conversations.
True.
And I'm saying, I'm not hearing of you having come across so much such that you had too much to give. It was the fact that you observed, and from your own little way, you decided to be inclusive.
True, true, true.
My goodness, it makes me wonder, like your heart.
You know, as you're saying it,
yes,
I think we are all guilty.
Yes.
And the problem is not the need in society.
Yes.
And those who have issues. And the problem is not those who have much to give. The main problem is the people at the center.
Yes.
Number one, we are not accountable, so that these people fear. Number two, if these people become accountable and give what they have, these things do not reach the people who need them.
True.
The main problem with us as a society is the people in between. Because we need to be accountable.
It's true.
You know, we always talk about the Constitution, and then we think it is all about the government, what the government should do.
Right.
But Article 6 talks about leadership and integrity.
Yeah.
As a leader, as Wambui, I will come to you and tell you there's a PWD, a special needs person who needs adult diapers. At this point, the government does not donate adult diapers to this child. But because you're a good person and you have the Kenyan spirit in you, you give me funds to help this needy person. But what do? I go out there, I buy a BMW. I think that is the main problem. And it really hurts me. It really hurts me. I think as a society, we should be contented with what we have. God will still bless us.
100%. Yes.
So I think the problem is us in the middle, us in the middle.
Yes.
Because God has blessed so many people to give, and there are very many needy people, but
it never reaches
there's
to
a gap.
them.
There's a gap there. And that is why I want to be different.
Yes.
I want to be different.
Yes.
I want to create awareness, and then I want to be the Lord's granary.
Yes.
You know, granary in Kikuyu, they tell me it is ikombe.
Ikombe, yes.
I want to be the Lord's granary, where you bring what you have, and I be accountable enough. So help me God to give those who need.
Absolutely.
And the first step I've taken is I have a YouTube channel.
Yes.
It is called the Wambui Ndirangu Show.
Yes, yes, we'll check it out.
This is how I bring my guests, and I want us to understand them. I give them a platform to air their voices, to be heard.
Yes.
These are the unspoken voices,
absolutely,
the unheard voices. So I need them to be heard.
Yes.
From there, we get to a point of understanding. After I understand this person, so I know huyu mtu hata need kuhurumiwa, huyu mtu they need opportunity.
Thank you.
You see?
Yes.
So after that, I think we're good to go. And then every month, I have what I would call adult diaper drive.
Okay, okay.
And I've started with my friends. When you become my friend, you're in trouble, Maureen.
I'm already in.
You're in trouble, Maureen, because I will be asking for funds for things every day, every time.
Yes.
So we always have a funds drive for an adult diaper drive.
Yes.
Because you realize there are people who bore special needs children. These children are on diapers 24/7. There's a lady in Kidhurai called Mama Scholar. Mama Scholar is 29 years old. From day 1 to 29 years, she's been on diapers.
Yeah.
So what we do, we call out on friends,
Yes.
they donate, and then we can give out these diapers.
Yes.
I really want us to talk about diapers for 1 minute.
Please.
Yes,
Feel free.
and I really want people to think about this. If you have a special needs child who is, especially a girl, they grow just like any other person, but they cannot do anything for themselves. But they go through puberty, they go through all that. These girls, they have their menstrual periods. At this point, this woman who cannot afford a diaper, what they do is they use rags and all these kinds of things. Number one, it is not comfortable. These women have to go to work to fend for these babies. So they leave the baby from 8 in the morning to jioni. Maybe if they have time, they come lunchtime to change these girls, especially when they are on their menses. So you can imagine this child is on her menses. She's using the same thing to go to the toilet. It's all messy. It's very messy. So they're very prone to infections, especially as women. You can understand. So the best thing we can do is provide. I do not understand why there are no subsidies for adult diapers for special needs persons. I really do not understand from the government side. I think it's a policy issue, and I'll do anything possible. I'll work it out, and we present something.
Absolutely.
Yes, because these people need, it is their right.
It is.
And you know, I'm telling people, if when I'm getting my child, there's Linda Mama, after 3 years, this child will go to school. The government will give the subsidized education for this child from our taxes. And when they go to high school, there is subsidized fees, and then there is help and all that. Think about this special needs person. They do not go through all that. They do not even eat our taxes.
Yeah, it's true.
So the best thing we can do, because they are not on the fees thing, they are not on help, the best thing we can do is subsidize or even give for free adult diapers for them, because it's really unfair. If my mainstream child gets services from the government because they get subsidized education, why is it that my special needs child, after Linda Mama, that is the end of the story? There was NHIF for them, but it really doesn't work. It's sad. And these people are always on medication. So every time my phone is always ringing, so-and-so, I'm a convulse, we need medication. And then you have to call everyone out, please give us money for medication, money for adult diapers. So we need to do something for them. They are so much, I'm very passionate about them.
And by all means.
And then there are these people called the intersex persons in Kenya. This is a group of people who we very much misunderstand. Number one, an intersex person is not what the society thinks about. We need to demystify this. This is a person who is not typically male, not typically female. This is a person who has been born with both organs, the gonads, the hormones. They are both male and female. So this is not orientation. We have to be very clear on this. This is not orientation. This is how these people were born. And as a society, we need to think about these people. Because we have for the longest time called them mashoga. They have gone through a lot, but it is how they were born. But I'm very happy at this point. Thank you, Government of Kenya and all those people who have made steps to make their lives better. There's there's a person who was called Mwasia. He was incarcerated in 2010. And then when he was taken to Kamiti prison, he decided, I will not go there because I am an intersex person and it is not safe for me there. And then he said, I cannot go to Langata because it is not also safe for me there. And this is where the fight started, the fight for their rights. And then there was this lady in 2014 who gave birth to a child who was intersex. And then she decided, you know, we have 2 sex markers. You're either male or female, F or M. She decided on the notification card, they'll put a question mark. But when it came to going to school, the school was like, is this male or female? So she went to court. And we've been fighting this, and finally intersex persons are recognized by the laws of Kenya. And it was such a milestone during the 2019 census. They were recognized, and if you remember, the intersex person, the enumerator would ask you, are you male, female, or intersex? Yes. And this was the first step towards these people coming out in public. And they were 1,524 of them. And the oldest is 86. So this means this has been going on over the centuries. It is not something new, only that we have decided to bury our heads and make these people go through depression and a lot of things. Thank you also to the government of Kenya because now there is a Children's Act 2022 that is very pro the intersex child. It says that if you have an intersex child, you cannot hide them. They have the right to access medication, education, and there's a fine if you hide them. And then there are these rogue doctors who do surgery on them to correct. I don't know what they are correcting. These people are not to be fixed. They are not broken. They are not to be fixed. So if you're found doing such surgery on a small baby, there's a fine for that. So I'm very happy about the government of Kenya because up to when a child is born, until an intersex child is born, up to age 18, they are covered by the law. Kizungu mkuti iko hapa. When this child is 18 and above, there is no law that now protects the intersex person. And that is why they have come up with the Intersex Bill 2023, Intersex Persons Bill 2023, in a bid to correct some injustices and to dignify their lives. Just kidogo on the bill, the bill states, now because there are 3 sex markers in Kenya, everything from if I'm coming to your offices and you're asking me whether I'm male or female, you should ask whether I'm male, female or intersex. When I go to the hospital, my card, the forms I'm filling should indicate whether I'm intersex. There is also something that they are doing to make sure that this marker is put on their IDs because they have suffered. They have suffered. I think Anita will talk about that. Yes, because we need to put dignity to their lives. If you hear their stories and what they have gone through, my friend. So my work is to create awareness. I go to administration offices because I believe our security officers have a major role to play for their protection. I create awareness in churches, in groups, in women groups. I tell them this is normal. There is nothing normal in this society that you'd say, me, I'm normal. Hata ukijiangalia wewe, there is just something amiss that is different from me. So we are born different. We became different. It is for me, unijue unielewe, so that tuishi pamoja, because everyone has a space
Yes,
in this,
in the
and it is
society.
their right.
Yes.
Yes, my
Yes.
dear.
My goodness. Wambui, let me tell you, I hear you. We were talking about this earlier, and we said we might have a series
Yes.
in these conversations. And I'm so glad that even Anita is here, so
Yes.
that they can explain to us
True, true.
from a first-person experience where we are. And thank you for holding this together, for being the glue and the passion you have and the education.
Yes.
Because with education, that's how we'll know what to do and what not to do.
Exactly.
And so we're going to take a short water break,
Yes.
and we're going to meet Anita right after this.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. We're going to take a short break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.